Hey everybody, Brian here with Trail Grid Pro. Quick install video. This is going to be on our Sony microphone mount for the 2016 to 2019 Toyota Tacomas. We've been sending these out with our Sony bundles if you guys have gotten in the past. I want to do a quick install video to show you how this is going to be beneficial when installing your new Sony plug and play bundle in your Tacoma. So we've designed these clips. They're going to be used with the Sony provided microphone. This microphone has to be used with your new plug and play bundle to enact any of the Siri or the Android Auto voice prompts, your navigation, your phone calls, anything like that. So the factory microphone is actually up here in the headliner, but what this microphone mount allows you to do is we're actually going to hide away the new microphone in the headliner console right here, and this video is going to show you exactly how to do that. So let's get started. You can see we already have the radio pulled out, so this is going to be like you're installing your new Sony bundle. We have all of our connections already connected for this head unit. So we're going to start actually in the headliner console and then work our way around the edge of the window, down the A-pillar, run the wire behind the dash, and then we're going to connect it to the back of the radio. So super simple. This should only take you about 5 minutes. This headliner console here is held in with 4 pressure clips. So we're going to just gently pull down, and you can hear that the clips release. And you can see these 4 red clips here. That's what holds the headliner console to the roof. So just for ease of use, we're going to go ahead and disconnect this one plug and pull our headliner console down. Right here at the bottom of the headliner console, if you look in this spot, down there in the bottom, there's a little black piece of foam. We're going to go ahead and remove that, and that's where our Sony microphone mount is going to go. So piece of foam comes out. I'm going to grab our Sony microphone and our microphone mount. We'll go ahead and take off the twist tie. Set that to the side. We'll reuse that. And we're going to straighten out this wire. Now that we have our wire straightened out, there's this mounting ball that comes on the microphone as if you want to use the C-clip or the little pedestal stand. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this off using our pliers. Just snip the little ball part off. We're going to grab our Sony microphone mount and we're going to insert the microphone. And when inserting the microphone, we want to make sure that the bottom edge here is not below the legs on the actual microphone mount itself. And then where we snip the ball mount off, we want to line that up with one of the sides of the upper supports here, because this microphone actually has voice ports on the bottom as well as the side, and we want to make sure that those aren't covered. So when we install this, we want to make sure everything is lined up appropriately. We're going to grab our headliner console. So the legs and the bottom of the microphone are going to go right down in that spot that you pulled the piece of foam out of. The best way I found to insert this is to just use fingers on each side and just gently push in on both sides. You'll hear it clip into place, and you can see you give it a little wiggle test and it stays in place. And we have where the ball mount was oriented to the side, so that is good right there. So this cord's actually long enough we can set the headliner console down on the seat. And we're going to go to the other end, which is going to have our 3.5mm headphone looking jack on it. And the way we're going to start to route this is we're going to go up through the headliner and come out right here by the mirror. Now we have our wire through, we can just go ahead and start pulling some of the slack. We're going to confirm one more time that our microphone is mounted where we want it to. And as we lift the headliner console up, we're going to continue to pull slack until we make our one connection. See, lights came back on, so that's good. I always like to leave a little bit of slack here on top of the headliner console, and then we're going to go ahead and mount this back into place. So just line up the 4 clips and give it a gentle push, and now we are back in place. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this wire and we're going to run it between the windshield and the headliner here towards the corner of the A-pillar. When we get to the corner of the A-pillar, we want to tuck it around the top of this piece of trim. If you have a plastic pry tool or even a small flathead screwdriver, just gently push the microphone cord up under the headliner and it'll hide right out of the way. Our next step, we're going to go ahead and remove the door seal so that we can continue to run our wire. So starting up top here, we're going to go ahead and pull back the door seal. And we're going to pull it all the way until we get just to the bottom of the dash. Next, we're going to move down and actually remove the kick panel here by the door. Just pull straight up on that. And then here, this kick panel, there's one plastic retainer here on top of the footrest. We're going to remove that. And then just pull straight out towards the brake pedal. Can remove the rest of our door seal. Starting up top here, we're going to run the wire behind the A-pillar. And actually, as we do this, to hold it in place, we can tuck or push our door seal back into place. One thing that I like to do is there's one bolt right here, actually remove it, and then that way we can run the wire behind the dash panel or this piece of the dash. That way it's not out and doesn't get snagged on anything. So we'll go ahead and take this out. Simply pull that up and tuck the cable behind, and then we can replace our one bolt. So before you tighten this down, just make sure that your wire, you can see it, it's up. If you look back there, you can see that it's up and out of the way. That way it's not going to get pinched. We can now finish replacing our door molding. You can reinstall the side kick panel. Make sure that your kick panel is lined up in the back there, and then we're going to put our black plastic fastener back on. I'm going to grab our kick panel here by the door, line that up, and that all snaps back into place. Now with the remainder of our microphone cable, we're going to run this through and behind the dash and then up towards the back of the radio. My recommendation here is just make sure that it's not touching anything like the heating elements, or you're not messing with the airbag. You definitely don't want it in the way of the gas or the brake pedal. So just route it however you can, and then we're going to run it to the back of the radio. Our next step, we're going to grab our wire fish, or like we always say, if you have a coat hanger or something else laying around, we're going to feed it down through the dash towards where the gas pedal, the driver footwell is, so that we can get the end of our microphone cable and run it up so that we can plug it into the back of our radio. Okay, so we ran our wire fish down through the dash. We got the end of our cable, went ahead and used a piece of tape just to hold it on. And now what we have to do is retrieve our connector. There it is. We'll go ahead and untape it. So now all we have to do is plug our connector into the back of the radio. On these Sony radios, it's either going to be blue or a red port, but in either situation, it's going to be labeled mic, M-I-C, directly above it. So on this radio, it's red. So let's go ahead and plug our headphone looking jack into the red port. And now we have successfully installed our new Sony microphone. So the only thing we have left to do on this project is to just finish the install on your new Sony plug and play bundle. All right guys, like I said at the beginning of this short install video, these Sony microphone mounts come as a part of your Sony plug and play bundle for any of your 2016 to 2019 Toyota Tacomas, or they can also be purchased separately on the shop at www.trailgridpro.com. Till next time, have a blast out there.